Coming up, for ONTV Update, we'll be taking a look from a socialist professor's point of view about how she's doing the same job during the ongoing pandemic and how we're getting closer back to a sense of normalcy.
From the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Good afternoon, and welcome to ONTV Update. I'm Brian Clark, and for the past year, people have been finding ways to continue their jobs with the guidelines given. We talked to an associate professor about how she manages to continue doing the same job during the ongoing pandemic and her thoughts for post-COVID.
Than they had been wanting to attend an in-person meeting even before COVID.
Tamu Saka, an assistant professor at the library, believes that the process during COVID actually helped a bit.
I believe this process helped us a lot to get better materials, better instruction happening on the online perspective also. So it was kind of we should not be feeling how can I say, discouraged by this process. We should be able to make it an opportunity to make something bigger and better out of it there.
Before the pandemic, students were able to come in these rooms and basically get some quiet and some work done. But now because of it, they're only allow one person for each room. And you can make a reservation by going on the website, by typing your student ID, and you can get a key, and you can unlock these doors to get some work done, even with a mask on.
And it's been a trying time, so the more people do what they need to do and adhere to the rules, the safer we'll all be, and hopefully we'll get back to normal sooner than later.
However they deal with this situation, they always care for the students to be safe and making sure they can be prepared for whatever comes their way next. For the future of OCC, it has been announced that the fall semester, for the most part, will have all their classes being face-to-face. So in time, we'll see if people like Fantasia or Tomorrow have less virtual attendance and actually see their students on campus. Since COVID started, the culinary department has its bakery bechamel closed. Finally, it has reopened now on Tuesdays to give students here at OCC some tasty treats to look forward to. Everything from sweet cinnamon rolls to more savory treats. Go on by to support the culinary students. Upstairs from the bakery, the cafeteria has made some changes due to the ongoing COVID pandemic as well. Seating is now 6 feet apart, and it is now harder to sit with friends and socialize like it used to be. Menu items have changed to make way for COVID protocols. Thanks to the campus testing that is being done at the SRC Arena, students are able to feel safe with non-invasive testing done with a simple mouth swab at student scheduled appointments, allowing those here at OCC to walk around outside and on campus knowing they're safe. Coming up, we're going to take a look at what's been causing these drastic weather changes. Farmers and gardeners are worried about their plants, and we'll be taking a look into possible global warming effects and what we can do to save our Earth.
The vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write a lot of the recommendations of students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
Living at OCC is a great experience academically and socially. One of my first impressions of OCC is that it was a bigger than normal community college, more like a private school. All the academic resources are within my fingertips. I can go to the library, do homework outside of the dorms, and then come back and have a nice social life without being stressed. Smaller class size allows me to interact with a professor more. OCC also has a great education with an affordable tuition for anybody of any age.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Brian Clark, and right now it's time to dive into what's been happening with the weather. Today I'm joined here with Lele Pion and some interesting news about the current weather. What's been happening up there, Lele?
Well, Brian, according to the Weather Channel, some sun with partly cloudy skies with a high of 34 and a low of 23. Heading into the weekend, we can expect a sunny Saturday with highs of 48 and a low of 37. Sunday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 34. Following the weekend, we can expect a rise in temperatures as Monday has a high of 55 and low of 39. Tuesday and Wednesday will get into the 60s and keep a low of 45 both days. Thursday will be nice and warm in the 60s, but we can expect some slight rain coming throughout the day. Developing weather patterns can tell us a lot about what's happening up in the sky and what's going to happen next. Central New York has always been known for its extreme weather, but lately, these weather effects are out of CNY's control. Let's take a look at these global warming weather patterns.
Within the last couple of weeks, we have seen almost all 4 seasons change before us. From snowing early morning to a nice warm sunset, many people are concerned with global warming. A worried gardener, Luann, expresses her concern.
I love to plant outside, and my tulips that I planted are coming up because of the warm weather we had last week. And now, because it's gotten colder, it looks like that they probably will end up dying.
With many different growing seasons starting up around now, the warm weather sets in and allows the plants to grow, but it only lasts for a day or two before it gets too cold and leaves the buds frosted with snow and frozen stems. An atmospheric science major, Renee James, gives her take on the current issue.
Wherever you are, you can help fight climate change by changing your modes of transportation and consuming less natural resources. These emissions contribute to climate change and global warming. We as a generation can battle this issue by shopping secondhand, recycling, and practicing cautious consumerism.
TV, and I'm here at Cazenovia Lake where we look up how much change is really happening and how fast. As you can see, I'm here in shorts and a shirt, and it's almost 70 degrees and the lake is still frozen. What we need to do as individuals is come together as a community
and focus on ways we can stop carbon emission buildup and greenhouse gases depleting our ozone layer, and hope big corporations will follow in the same way.
It's important to do your part in the community to try to fix this global issue one step at a time. Until warmer weather stays for good, gardeners like Luann and farmers as well have to work around this issue.
So I've been planting indoors because I want to wait for the weather to get a lot warmer, so it's going to be steady, and then I'll be able to plant outside and then help the environment.
Luann is currently taking care of her indoor plants for the time being, waiting to plant them outside in her garden, as well as taking steps to reduce fuel emissions and greenhouse gases damaging the environment.
As we start to get back into the spring and summer feeling, we can expect a rise in temperatures to hopefully allow a bountiful season of crops. Let's take a look at what the temperatures look like as we swing it back into April. What's going on, Brian?
Thanks, Wiley. Temperatures have been mostly rising as we head into the new seasons, warming up and getting ready for summer. Although there are some days that winter let us know that it's still here with freezing temperatures and winter snowstorm warnings. Pushing right into April, we'll see a rise in temperatures, staying consistently steady in the 60s and so forth. Coming up, Forbes says that esports revenue has made more than $1 billion. We'll tell you about competitive online gaming after the break. You're watching ONTV Update.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording, so learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one. So exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here. So helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Welcome back. You're watching ONTV Update Sports. I'm Santino Alcaraz. Esports is an increasingly popular sport that is having major success in the gaming scene. In fact, many colleges have teams and programs. The online sport is expected to have about 500 million global viewers by the end of this year, according to Sports Pro Media. According to St. Joseph's University, global esports revenue was over $1 billion in 2020 between donations, subscriptions, sponsorships, and advertisements. Local esports player Lisa Rinaldi says that people weren't as accepting to the world of esports gaming due to the lack of knowledge.
Esports is much more accessible to a greater variety of people who have the ability to be talented at esports and make it a profession if they want to, but due to certain circumstances, they wouldn't be able to in regular sports.
Competitive internet gaming is changing the way we think of sports. Normally for basketball players, they would practice with a ball, but with esports players, their ball is a joystick. According to BritishEsports.org, it is not unusual for players to practice up to 16 hours a day on the sport. Because there are so many games to choose from, it can be difficult to become good at a singular game and can be very demanding towards players.
Obviously, with esports, it's not a very physical game. However, it is very mental oriented, and like you do have to work on your hand-eye coordination skills as well, because you're still using your fingers to operate and maneuver around the keyboard.
Caleb and Lisa agree that there are a lot of similarities between gaming and physical sports.
It takes a lot of training, and you need to be very quick-witted if you're working with other people. You need to be a team player, you need to be able to communicate well, and understand the game and different strategies.
Lisa practices tournament-style gaming 6 to 8 hours a day to perfect her skills. Colleges such as Potsdam, Oswego, and Brockport have now recognized esports as an official college sport, and students can get an esports management degree as well at Keuka College. As competitive online gaming still continues throughout this year, so has basketball. Last night's NBA game between the Golden State Warriors and Miami Heat led to Miami Heat winning by 7 points, with the score being 116 to 109, with Jimmy Butler becoming the highest scorer of the night for his team, the Miami Heat, with 22 points. But the Golden State Warriors will get to play again as they face off against the Toronto Raptors at 7 tonight on NBC Sports. As March Madness is coming to an end and many fans are still looking at their brackets, tomorrow the Final Four teams will play out as the Baylor Bears face the Houston Cougars and the Gonzaga Bulldogs play against the UCLA Bruins to see who will make it to the men's championships. So Brian, what team are you rooting for to win the championships tomorrow?
Well, I'd love to see the Gonzaga Bulldogs win this tournament because this season they have been pretty strong. They're a strong team, and they have not lost a single game this entire season.
Well, I guess we'll see who makes the championships tomorrow.
I guess we'll see you then. Coming up after the break, we'll take an inside look of what the year has been like with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Look at what's happened here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. And it's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do and any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department, and 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the BNC program. EMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time. And I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So it definitely like, give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
This weekend, don't forget to visit the Clock and Burger fundraiser and support your fellow OCC students and buy some burgers and fish fry. Also, be sure to start your fall registration for the fall 2021 semester applications. Are open for April 1st for current students and then April 6th for new students. April 19th is the withdrawal deadline for any classes, so be sure to review your classes and schedules to meet your needs. Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Brian Clark, and it's been over a year now since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. ONTV Update's Alan Baker talked to two people from Onondaga Community College to see what the year's been like for them.
This past year has been very challenging for a lot of people. The school's secretary, Kim LaRose at Onondaga Community College, says that she struggles not getting to see all of the students throughout this difficult year.
I miss the students. I miss the interaction. I miss hearing them. I miss them coming in to seeing me. I miss the calls, the emails. I never realized how much of a people person I really was until you're not around other people.
OCC student Taryn True feels as if she is really missing out on times with her friends.
Personally, my biggest struggle has been not hanging out with friends as much. I'm a very social person. I enjoy big group gatherings, things like that. So the lack of human interaction has been my biggest struggle.
2 years ago, SUNY OCC's campus was always full of events, but as you can see now, there's little to no events going on in person because of COVID-19.
I look forward to more social gatherings. I look forward to, because of the pandemic here, the music department has not had a concert. I look forward to those. I look forward to the art gallery that's open. I look forward to going over to broadcast media and watching the control room and watching the actual news. And I look forward to interacting with more of the students and being part of their experience here at OCC. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Hopefully this year, we will start to see the light at the end of the tunnel for this COVID-19 pandemic and get back to living our lives the way we enjoy the most.
This year has been anything but easy, but now with vaccinations becoming more available to people, there is a possibility of events and gatherings to begin again soon. With summer slowly approaching, Governor Andrew Cuomo has decided to lift people that travel in the United States are no longer required to be in quarantine. Now, because of the vaccinations increasing and cases for the most part decreasing, people that live in the United States don't have to quarantine after traveling. But people that travel from international states like the UK, Italy, or so forth, they still have to follow the guidelines that were put in place last summer. Lily is now back with a weekend weather forecast. So Lily, how does it look this weekend?
Well, Brian, I'd say after this snow, I'd say anything is better, really. Going into the weekend, we can expect partly cloudy skies and a sunny Saturday, and we're looking at some overcasts for Sunday, so.
That's it for ONTV Update. I'm Brian Clark, and make sure to tune in for the April 16th show for a double feature show, only here on ONTV Update.